Okay, like a lot of you, I had a lot of trouble deciding what I was going to talk about for this speech. I thought about it again and again, and I just was like, well, I want something that everyone in this class can probably relate to. So after thinking about it for a while, I think one thing that we can all relate to in this class is arguing. And obviously, like, that sounded like a really good idea at the time, and then I saw Izzy kind of talk about the pretty similar thing. He makes a lot of the same similar points, but I'm approaching it in a very different way. And even Apoorva kind of talked about some of the things that I'm going to talk about when she talks about like Fox News and the way people present their arguments and stuff like that. So the way I approached it, instead of just talking about like, okay, here's how you like present a good argument, I decided to talk about how to present a bad argument. And I was trying to think, who's like the worst at arguing in the world that I can think of right now? And most of them were like, oh yeah, people from Facebook. So what I'm going to talk about is how to become what I like to call a Facebook scholar. Now, it's very different from a regular scholar. A regular scholar obviously has like these sets of rules that they need to present their argument and like back it up with all this different stuff. But a Facebook scholar obviously works with a very different set of standards. So if you want to become a proper Facebook scholar, the first thing you need to do is to choose your topic. Now, being college students, your first thought might be to choose a topic that's like rational and that makes sense. But if you want to be a Facebook scholar, no, you want something as crazy and irrational as possible. Something that really doesn't even make that much sense. Like, the truth should be the furthest thing from your mind. Like, you want to pick something like, not just saying that vaccines cause autism, you want to say like they cause global warming somehow too. Something really out there. So, now after that, like once you have your topic, you might be thinking like, okay, now I want to back it up with some like data, some statistics, and some like sources. Go back to college, nerd. No. What you want to do is you want, like, this is not about coming up with the truth. This is about imposing your will on all of your friends and family. Because who doesn't love that? So, whatever it happens to be. Now, after, you present your argument to the world, there's someone, someone's going to come along and they're going to argue with you and present some sort of counter-argument. So, again, being college students, our idea might be to like, oh, I'm going to come up with my own rational counter-argument to address all of their points in a very like meticulous way. No. Here's what you should really do. You should swear at them. You should do it in all caps. And this is the most important part of all. You want to have as many grammatical and spelling errors as possible, just to really hit your point home that you have no idea what you're talking about. So now it's kind of inevitable that someone's going to end up producing some sort of evidence that you're completely wrong and that completely disproves your point. So again, that first thought might be like, okay, I guess I'm just going to open up my mind to like the new idea and just maybe turn over a new leaf and decide that like, yes, this evidence should make me change my mind. Stop. No, that's not what you do. What you do is you delete their evidence and block them from Facebook forever. Absolutely. Because the last thing you need is to open your mind to new thoughts and ideas. That's not what this is all about. That's not what Facebook scholarship is all about. So hopefully you've all realized that this is all the exact opposite of what a real like argument should be, that this is all really bad stuff, but we all know those people who do it. People who, like Apoorva mentioned, with like they'll post maybe articles from really bad sources and then just like blatantly argue them like until the end, no matter what evidence disproves them. So obviously, good arguments have rationality, they have sources and evidence to back them up and stuff like that. It's also important like how they're presented to the world, not just with like swearing and just like, bad grammar. Like how you present your argument is very important to how other people are going to take it. And like Izzy was even talking about, I think the most important part about getting into like these kinds of arguments is to be open to the idea that maybe you're wrong and that maybe this other person might have some sort of argument that disproves what you're saying and should make you open up your mind to what other thoughts and ideas are. Because arguing really shouldn't just be about you. Arguing should be about making sense and not just like expressing your own 2 cents. So, thank you.